Put your fantasy football skills to the test with Pair Up, a new feature on SPITCH. Select which player you think will score the most points from between 3 and 10 pairings and win up to £8,500. Download SPITCH today for free, register and play via the link in the description. A 2-0 defeat for Burnley against Leicester rounded off an underwhelming free hit, with a score of 55 points barely moving the rank from 33k to 32k. Fraser Forster was a late addition to the team, as part of a reshuffle that saw Luke Shaw and Nick Pope make way. Both Saints and Man United kept clean sheets, but choosing an option from the latter who started against Watford was tricky. The other late change to the 11 saw Phil Foden upgraded to Raheem Sterling, a move which ended up costing 4 points after Foden capitalised on Michael Keane's error to tap in the winning goal. On the whole, both Manchester sides let us down in attack, though United produced a game week high 2.61 expected goals, despite being held to a 0-0 draw. Bruno Fernandes was responsible for the majority of that, with a 1.62 expected goal involvement figure. But the Spurs duo salvaged things with a combined 20 points, in what would sadly end up being Marcelo Bielsa's final game in charge of Leeds. No player created more than Kane's 2 big chances during the game week. So let's look ahead to the transfer plans ahead of Saturday's Double Gameweek 28 deadline. We've got important FA Cup matches taking place midweek that will decide which games go ahead in blank Game Week 30. Ordinarily, I could get away with saving a transfer, but since I'm looking to use the bench boost chip, I'll need to sell the injured Nelson Semedo. Even though Arsenal don't have the double game week I was hoping for, they've still got a favourable fixture against Watford. The easiest thing to do would be to sell Semedo for another Wolves defender, but I'd only have 4.9 to spend. And for me, Romain Saiss is worth the extra for his set-piece threat. He ranks top amongst Wolves defenders for expected goals per 90 minutes this season. To fund that move, I could either sell Virgil van Dijk to Antonio Rudiger, should Chelsea get their double game week, or I could downgrade Aaron Ramsdale to Martin Dubravka for Newcastle's back-to-back doubles. The reason that I'm gravitating more towards the goalkeeper transfer is because I've already got Kieran Tierney, and I only really wanted to double up on Arsenal defence for their last double game week. Going forwards, I'd prefer to have 2 attackers, and by losing Ramsdale this week, I free up an Arsenal slot to bring in Bukayo Saka next game week. Whilst it would be good to cover Chelsea defence this week, Van Dijk and Rudiger will both have 3 fixtures over the next 2 game weeks. And after that point, I'll probably need to sell whichever one of them I have to a player with a fixture in game week 30. One thing I could do is hit Van Dijk to Rudiger this week and then spend another hit to move him straight onto Robertson. That would be the more enjoyable way to play it, but logically I'd be spending 8 points just to get 1 extra fixture essentially. So I'm fairly settled on Ramsdale and Semedo to Bravka and Saiss for a 4-point hit, and here's how the team is set to line up. With the bench boost chip active for Game Week 28, new signing Martin Dubravka will join Jose Sarr as the 2 goalkeepers in the squad. Wolves have kept 7 of their 9 clean sheets this season from Game Week 12 onwards, and only Liverpool and Man City have kept more in that time. In the last 5 game weeks, Dubravka has saved 10 of the 11 shots on target he's faced, helping his side to 3 clean sheets. New signing Romain Saiss joins Luca Digne as the double game week players in defence. Watford have scored just 2 goals in their last 4 matches, with only Brentford producing fewer. Crystal Palace have scored 5 goals in that time, but have fashioned only 4 big chances. Leeds and Norwich are the only sides with fewer. Since his move to Aston Villa, Digne has carved out 11 attempted assists, trailing only Robertson amongst defenders. And no defender has attempted more than his 43 crosses in that time. Alexander-Arnold and Van Dijk host a West Ham side that have scored 5 goals in their last 4 matches, and just 6 teams have fashioned fewer than their 6 big chances. Liverpool have conceded just 7 goals at Anfield all season, with 6 clean sheets in their last 8 home matches. And Kieran Tierney rounds off the defence, with Arsenal having shipped just 2 goals in their last 4 matches, a tally only bettered by Liverpool. Only West Ham, Newcastle and Chelsea have allowed fewer big chances than their 4. There are 3 double game week players in midfield, alongside big hitters Mo Salah and Heung-min Son. Since his return from AFCON in Game Week 24, the Egyptian has racked up a league-high expected goal involvement figure of 5.45. Son has played a direct hand in 4 goals over 5 matches since his return from injury. Philippe Coutinho has 4 goal involvements in 6 appearances for Aston Villa, with 3 of those coming in his last meeting with Leeds. No teammate has taken as many as his 14 shots since his arrival in Game Week 22, while only Jacob Ramsey can better his 1.45 expected goals figure. Southampton have allowed the 4th highest tally of big chances in the last 6 matches, with 14. Only Norwich, Leicester and Leeds have fared worse. Raphinha hit the woodwork for the 4th time this season against Spurs in Game Week 27. Only Brian Mbeumo has been denied more times by the frame of the goal. In the last 6 game weeks, only Bruno Fernandes has fashioned more than his 19 attempted assists. His opponents Leicester and Aston Villa have each conceded 8 big chances in their last 4 matches, with only Everton, Norwich and Leeds themselves allowing more. Raul Jimenez was one of 5 changes made by Bruno Lage in defeat to West Ham last weekend, casting some doubts over his game time in the double game week. In his previous 4 matches, between game weeks 24 and 26, the Mexican ranked 6th amongst forwards for expected goals. Only Broja, Ronaldo, Kane and Lacazette could better his 7 shots in the box. And 2 of those make up the remaining forward spots, with Armando Broja also boasting 2 fixtures. Despite notching just 1 goal in the last 6 game weeks, his tally of 6 shots on target ranks joint 2nd only to Harry Kane amongst forwards. Lacazette faces a Watford side that have conceded 6 goals in their last 4 matches. They've allowed 8 big chances in that time, with just 3 teams facing more. Captaincy is wide open this game week, with Raphinha, Coutinho and Jimenez amongst the double game week options. Salah is also in the conversation, though my preference is always to back a player with 2 fixtures. For me, despite his lack of returns of late, Raphinha is the one I'm leaning towards. After being dropped to the bench in Game Week 26, he's really passed the eye test for me over the last 2.5 matches. The goal against United, the disallowed goal against Liverpool and the free kick that struck the post against Spurs. Those are 3 tough opponents as well, so I'd expect him to get even more joy against Leicester and Aston Villa. There are of course question marks over Leeds after the departure of Marcelo Bielsa, but hopefully the players are all eager to impress their new manager.